Hey there, so today we have another review and this is Moment of Clarity, the 7.7% milk stout, right? Milk stout, right? Yeah. And this is brewed with coffee, chocolate, and maple syrup. So one of the top beers during my getting into beer, dark beer as hell, was Good Morning. Good Morning actually became the top beer on Beer Advocate at one point. It was Pliny at one point when it got into beer. Hetty quickly took that over, and then I remember it was like KBBS from Top and Goliath, and then Good Morning took that over. Good Morning's a very delicious beer. Probably not my favorite beer of all time, but like, you know, definitely like an amazing beer. But yeah, so beautiful head built on that. They have wonderful head retention on this one, wonderfully dark beer, and wow, we will look at this cappuccino head on that. I smell for sure the maple syrup. It has that like breakfast kind of like wooziness to it. Coffee. And it's mostly just maple syrup. It's that really rich maple syrup with that kind of espresso bitterness. It smells awesome. Cheers. Okay, so we just did all is that. And this beer is definitely leaning towards a coffee forward theme. It is a sharp theme on the palate. This is like the nose was maple. The sharp theme of just like coffee cutting through the palate. Yeah. So surprisingly, at a 6.5 beer on the last one was pastry forward. This one's really more towards like maple and coffee, and which makes the beer actually smaller, at least on the palate. The beer is actually not that as stickily sweet, but it's got this really like beautiful toasted pancake, like a really like, I'm not a big breakfast person, but like that toastiness that you get from a I guess pancake would not be a great note because pancakes are never like, they're always soft and not really like, you know, that hardly caramelized. Like a really well done waffle with pancake with maple syrup, when you get that like really wonderful like caramelization, that nice char, and then you put that onto a maple syrup on top of that. Play with that really nice caramelization, maple, espresso comes in. The chocolate is just your back palate, which really nicely like hits a back end. We're talking about complete beers here. You know, last beer was very complete. This one's wonderfully complete as well. For me, very strange. Honestly, I want to say I prefer the last beer. It just has, that beer had just a wonderful cohesiveness to it. It was pastry, it was coffee, it was chocolate, and just did everything so well. I feel like here, the chocolate plays in a little place that like maybe doesn't need to be there, and like this beer is a full 1.2 ABV higher and ends up being a little bit thinner, and I could definitely see that because of the addition of coffee. This has a little bit more roast, or for sure, this is way more coffee forward of a beer. I love the maple syrup on this one, but still delicious beer. I mean, this is still world class. It's so good. This is a mini version of Good Morning, basically. Yeah. Without the chocolate. Like the chocolate, I think actually doesn't need to be here. I think they really could have emphasized a little bit more body, focused on the coffee and maple. But absolutely amazing. This beer for me, 97. 97. This is Moment of Clarity. Absolutely amazing. I mean, just these beers, like, I love where the maple slices in, the coffee slices in. It doesn't have quite, but it's still like refreshing in the sense. So like, whereas the other, all of that was more like refreshing. Sorry, not refreshing, more full bodied and like enriching. This one is more crisp and espresso forward. It's like, it's hard cut on like cold brew coffee and maple syrup. It's a really fun kind of combination. Until next time, guys, cheers. Absolutely delicious. Cheers. Later.